my fellow Americans and anyone who's watching this outside of America, to you guys, welcome to the last wrestling review of the year, and possibly, honestly, this might be my last wrestling review, at least on this platform. I don't want to give anything out. I don't want to, make any promises I can't keep. I'm just going to say this might be my very last review. But anyways, here is the TLC 2020 review. Let's get started. The first match of the night was Drew McIntyre versus AJ Styles. It was very entertaining, a very good match, but God, we hated the ending. Me and my brother, we just hated it. Like Drew's cool and all, but like ah. So like first off, AJ and Drew worked really well together. I love the way AJ targeted the leg of Drew to weaken him for an eventual cash in or to win the match himself. I love that. Though at the same time, I'm also very concerned for AJ's health, especially at the end when he fell off the ladder and out of the ring. And like I saw some blood on him, and I was like, was he supposed to fall out of the ring or was he supposed to stay in with The Miz? I don't know. But anyways, for people who watched it, you know that The Miz cashed in and made it into a triple threat match. And that was very exciting, because I've been waiting for The Miz to cash in. But then he lost. So what the hell? I've been waiting 10 years for The Miz to reach the top of the mountain again. He's always been talking about it. Like, oh, I'm going to be world champion again. I just know it. And this is his time. We're finally, it's finally going to happen. It didn't happen. And I am pretty sure that it'll never happen after this. Like that's it for him. That's it, Miz. You looked really weak. He fell through one table, got one claymore, and that's it. He was done. Like what the hell, dude? They just had a full-on match, and you're already down for the count. And why did Morrison leave? Why did Omos leave? Omos should have stayed. He shouldn't have taken the fucking bait. If only Omos was smart, he would have just stayed there and helped AJ win at least. I would have been. At least AJ winning would have been palatable, but Drew winning was like, more of the same. And it was at that moment I knew I hated Drew because I'm like, this dude is going to be the next John Cena because he's just going to be like, overpowered as hell and just win everything. Lol, Drew wins, But yeah, great match. I didn't like the ending. I really wanted The Miz to win. Oh my God. It's fine because the rest of the show is pretty good. Pretty good matches. Sasha Banks versus Carmella was good. The right person won, in my opinion. Well, yeah, Sasha. Because I was like, I know Bianca, Carmella winning would have would have been cool. I guess she was gone for a long time. This would have been great for her to get another win. But like, I realized watching SmackDown Friday night. Her promo game still sucks. Like that just promo went on and on and on. Carmella needs a posse or like some people to laugh at her jokes or her mean girl attitude, But it was, her promo game still needs work. She's all right in the ring. She's all right, but Sasha was the better choice. And I really didn't want to see Sasha's curse continue where she couldn't defend on pay-per-view. So that was nice. Sasha gets to retain, and hopefully she holds it till Mania, where she can defend and against someone really cool, like Rhea Ripley, who maybe wins the Royal Rumble, or another Bayley match, maybe an Iron Woman. That'd be cool, and I quit. Another option I really like is Sasha facing Melina at WrestleMania, but I can't guarantee that Melina will come back. I hope so, but sky's the limit for Sasha. But yeah, I hope she holds it for a long time and she gets the credit and the booking that she's been deserving for a long time. So yeah, I'm happy for Sasha. New Day versus Hurt Business. I think this was like their best match. It was pretty good. It was weird watching New Day dominate in the beginning. Like my brother thought they were gonna clean sweep Hurt Business, and I'm like, nah. But it was a fine match. Hurt Business came back obviously, and yeah, there was a weird moment at the end where Shelton was going to finish the match with a pay dirt, but Cedric tagged himself in, and I was like, what the fuck, Cedric? It wasn't totally shocking because like Shelton was taking a very long time waiting there, and I just saw Cedric's hand is going, precious, precious. And I was like, oh God, Cedric, just do it already. Stop making us wait. He did it. Shelton obviously was like, what the fuck? But they're the Raw Tag Team Champions. And I I don't totally love it just because I'm worried that Shelton's gonna get kicked out of the group. And I don't want Shelton to get kicked out because before this he was doing nothing. He was just being that weird gatekeeper, but not really a gatekeeper because everyone could beat him kind of heel in the lower card. I really don't want him to leave. I want him to be like a mentor to Cedric, but it doesn't seem like that. It doesn't seem like Cedric really respects him. So I think he's gonna like edge Shelton out. Irregardless, great heel work from Cedric. He's really coming together as that little shithead, that little cocky and overenthusiastic shithead that you just want to see someone like. God, when he was scampering away, me and my brother were just like, yeah, Brock, come back, and hit him with an F5 on the ring post, or Ronda Rousey break his arm or something. Come on, someone just kick his ass. Like I want to see that. I want to see Drew just run in there and claymore him, or the fucking 2020 Swamp Monster just fucking gorilla press his ass or something. I don't know. My mom hit him with a chancla. I'm sorry, Cedric. That means you're doing a great job as a heel because I really want to see someone kick your ass, you little bastard. Anyways, good for them. They have gold. Still missing some obvious, inclusions, but I'm sure they'll get to it eventually. Good for Hurt Business. New Day. I don't know what the future holds for them. It's a bit strange now. But I guess maybe Hurt Business will feud with Matt Riddle and Jeff Hardy or something. Or Retribution again. I didn't really want to see them win. So I guess we'll just see where that goes. The women's tag team title match was pretty nice. I mean, it wasn't my favorite match tonight, but it was cool. It was very nice to see Charlotte come back because I love Charlotte. She's like my number two favorite women's wrestler of all time. Number one is Asuka, obviously, because Charlotte, even though I love Charlotte and she's very talented, and I bow down to her every time she comes back, it's just I know that she's overpushed in a way. Or like, I mean, she deserves her accolades, but at the same time, it's like, they pushed her too fast, and it's just like, what the fuck, dude? Like, how is everyone else supposed to catch up or match up to that? Like, how? Anyways, it felt nice having Charlotte come back and get a retribution on Nia Jax after months on the shelf, because I did not want to see a singles match between those two. No, I did not. It wasn't going to be exciting at all. It was barely exciting when they were fighting the first time. So I hope this is like that, just the end of their rivalry. Like the beef is done because I don't want to see that match. I do want to see Charlotte versus Shayna Baszler and Asuka versus Shayna Baszler. And maybe even Charlotte versus Asuka. Maybe they could do a la John Cena and Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 23 where the tag team champions face each other for the world title. That could be interesting. I'd be down for that. Because who knows if Becky's going to come back for Mania. It's tough to say. We just gotta wait. I don't think we should try to fantasy book Becky into anything, until she's back. Because we don't know. We just don't know. She just became a mother. If we just focus on who's here. And who's here, Charlotte, Asuka, Shayna, fuck Nia. Well, yeah, fuck Nia. I mean, Nia could have won the Raw Women's title sooner while Charlotte was gone. I don't know why she didn't. But I digress. Now that Charlotte's back, we don't really need Nia. We just need those three women, Charlotte, Asuka, and Shayna, and we could have a really good, build towards Mania, a Rumble match, or, of course, a WrestleMania match. And yeah, I'm excited for the Raw Women's division now that she's back. And we're just, yeah. Don't really know what I prefer to happen. It's a good thing Lana didn't win the tag titles because even though she impressed me at Survivor Series, or her, not really impressed me, but her, accidentally winning or being the sole survivor worked on me, I still don't think she's ready. I think she still needs some work, but it's a decent start. But yeah, Charlotte, Asuka, and Shayna, it's a pretty exciting world title scene for the women. You gotta admit. Next match, we should move on. Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens for the Universal title. That match was also very good. Yeah, better than Drew and AJ. I think so, because Drew and AJ was like ruined by its storyline because there were like too many moving parts for them. It wasn't like Drew fighting one person; he was fighting everybody. He was even fighting his friend Sheamus, kind of, or I don't know. It was just his opponent was an afterthought. That's my biggest problem. AJ was an afterthought. And I love AJ Styles. Why would you make him an afterthought? I even got my hair to look like him. Like, come on, what the fuck? I should move on. Roman and Kevin, that was very nice. I was looking forward to that. Since the moment that Roman turned heel. No, since the moment that Kevin moved to SmackDown, I was like, ooh, Roman versus Kevin. Like, I can't wait to see him stunner, the tribal chief. I was looking forward to that. And they delivered, I think. It could have been more, I guess, but it was good. It was a good match. I was a little confused by it not being the main event at first, but then we'll get to that. Roman beating Kevin, that was the right call, but I wouldn't have been mad if Kevin actually won because I love Kevin and I do want him to win back the Universal title someday. It's been a little bit overdue, but I do want him to do that. And I feel like he was very under pushed this year and he needed more opportunities. I think they were like it would have made sense for him to challenge Drew first after Mania because he had all this momentum and then they just let it die out. They didn't do anything for him. He just put over Apollo, put over Angel Garza. I was like, fuck, dude, you just beat Seth. And you're just going to lose to these guys? Like, come on, don't be a pushover. But anyways, yeah, Kevin lost. They did some near falls there where I thought he was actually going to pull it off, but in the end they went with Roman, and I was like, okay, I guess that's fine. I got a little excited for a second that when he was beating up on Jay's leg at the beginning of the match. I thought it'd be really cool if that was like a way to write off Jay Uso until Jimmy's healthy so that they could come back together. They didn't go with that. Obviously, I think Jay's gonna be fine. So, more of him being the punching bag, I guess, or the lackey. Yeah, it was a good match, but the main event, Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt. Boom! Like that was my favorite match of the night. Easily the best match that Randy and Bray have ever had together. And like, I think it belongs in the conversation of one of the best matches of the year. It's not the best match of the year, but it's one of them. It deserves to be in like the top 10 or mentioned, honorable mentions at the very least. It was very entertaining, or at least one of the best things that WWE did all year. Me and my brother had very high expectations going into the Firefly Inferno match. I knew about it, I think, since like Friday, and I just told him like the night before or like yesterday, and he just kept forgetting. But anyways, we had low expectations because of their past in-ring history together, but they delivered and they even surpassed our expectations, and it was great. So great. I love the way they did the Inferno match. They took advantage of the fact that there were no fans and just had fire, around the whole, around the ringside area too. So many different ways to ignite someone in flames. Had the Abigail chair. That was a very cool spot, lighting it on fire. I got scared for Randy because I thought it was actually going to happen. There was a weird moment where like Bray's contacts was one of them was blue still and the other one was yellow, but then they like fixed it out of nowhere. So I'm like, okay, that was weird. It just bothered me, and that's why I'm mentioning it. But I was so invested in this match, even with my mom lecturing us while the climax is happening and Bray's on fire. That like even her lecturing couldn't ruin it because it was just so awesome. My mind was glued. It was glued to the TV as I watched my favorite wrestler, my current favorite wrestler, one of my current favorite celebrities or guys, Bray Wyatt, this super creative dude who I practically worship, just igniting in flames. I mean, probably wasn't actually him. I know that, but still, just seeing his character, the Fiend, just there in the middle of the ring, and Randy just igniting him in flames reminded me of 2005. When I just started watching wrestling, and I was scared of the Undertaker, like genuinely scared, because I thought he really was undead, and I thought he really was like supernatural and like super powered, and it was great to like feel that the reality of wrestling, like the feeling, like this is actually happening. And like just watching that just took me back to those days. And I was like seeing Randy do that the way he did to Undertaker, lighting the casket on fire at No Mercy 2005. I was like, oh my God, this is what I live for. This is what I live to see. Man, I love that. And I can't wait for The Fiend to come back and get his revenge on Randy and to come back stronger than ever, more dangerous than ever, because we know what's happening. Even though Undertaker's done it before, still, like, don't just sit there and be like, oh, you already did that. The Fiend can't do that. Come on, The Fiend. You mean to tell me you don't want to see The Fiend come back out of flames or come back just out of nowhere when we least expect it? I am so looking forward to that. Bravo on them for finding a way to like not make Randy look weak, but not make Bray look weak either. Like just to show us why Randy Orton should be considered the greatest heel of 2020, despite the whole Roman Reigns issue. Roman came back and overshadowed Randy for a while, but this brought Randy back because he just burned a demon alive. My God. So great to be a wrestling fan sometimes. This is one of those times. I know some of you may disagree and we may not agree on everything, but at least we have our love of wrestling, and we have our willingness to talk about these things. And I hope someone else watched and was also like excited to see like, oh, what's next? This is the edgy content we've been waiting for. He just committed a murder. Come on. I should stop myself. But yes, I think WWE nailed it on the dot with this last pay-per-view 2020. I do think it was better than Survivor Series. Survivor Series was, just kind of came and went. Like it was there, happened. Yeah, that's it. But this was a great, finale, a great season finale, series finale for 2020. I loved it, just ending in flames and Randy Orton with this maniacal, evil smile. Good night, everybody.